You ready? I'm afraid to risk it again. Okay. Rough start. Good morning. Welcome to Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace. We are Unitarian Universalists. Ours is a historic faith with a progressive theology, grounded in love, a love which calls us to honor the holy in each and every being and to take compassionate action in our world. In this space, we gather with open minds, open hearts, and open hands to practice acceptance, forgiveness, and growth. We welcome people of all nations, all creeds, all ages, all genders, all cultures, and all kinds of love. Whether you come here every week, came today for the first time, or stop by once in a while, we celebrate all of who you are and all you are becoming. You are welcome here.
Good morning. I'm Reverend John O'Connor, this morning's worship coordinator. Reverend Parisa and I are joined by Director of Music, Mark David Buckles, Yung Jung on piano, and the Arlington Street Choir in leading worship today. We couldn't do this without our tech team, greeters, ushers, worship team, and coffee hour hosts. A special announcement welcoming back Holly Hendricks and Tori Bell, long-term members of Arlington Street Church. Holly was our archivist and historian for many years, and Tori served on the Safe Sanctuary Committee. They currently live in Maine, where they've been for the last 6 years. Welcome back. It's so good to see you back in your pew. If you are new to Arlington Street, welcome. We are so glad you're here and would love to stay connected. I hope you can visit our website at arlingtonstreet.org and sign up for our weekly e-newsletter. If you're in the sanctuary, please fill out one of these pew cards and put it in the basket during the offering time to let us know how we might best be in touch with you. On the last pages of the order of service, you'll find information on upcoming events here at Arlington Street. There's a lot going on, both in person and on Zoom, and we'd love to see you this week. We have a few special announcements. We hope you will join us this afternoon for the celebration of life of our beloved, iconic, and amazing George Whitehouse. The service begins at 2 p.m. and will end with a story-filled reception planned and designed by our very own Queen Cheryl. There is a small change to the notice about the Sunway pilgrimage happening this afternoon. It will begin at 1 p.m. at Old South Church and will continue on through towards the State House. There will be song and prayer and an interfaith service from 2 to 2:30 on the steps in front of the State House. And finally, your transition team and the Prudential Committee warmly invites you to Reimagining Who We Are and Where We're Going, a congregational retreat. Our in-person retreat will take place Sunday, October 4th from 9 to 1 at Emmanuel Church at 15 Newbury Street. And our Zoom retreat will take place on Saturday, October 18th from 10 to 12. We understand that the link in this week's e-news was incorrect, but we'll send out a corrected one for everyone to sign up. We look forward to seeing you there if you can make it. If you came this morning with a joy or a concern in your heart, you are invited to light a candle at home and share in the chat, or come up and light a silent candle at the table to the right of the Gleason podium at any time during the service. I hope all of you in the in-person congregation will plan to join us in the Honeywell Chapel right through the leather door up front after the service. Those of you on Zoom are invited to stay on for remote fellowship as well. Rich is going to turn the camera on the in-person congregation as we wave and smile at each other, as well as our friends in the Zoom room, and you all in the Zoom room can wave and smile back. Hello, friends. Let's all engage that Arlington Street spirit of welcome that transcends physical distance as we greet one another heart to heart. Whether you've been coming here for years or today is your first time at Arlington Street, welcome home.
We're continuing with the theme of hospitality this month and comedy of errors. I love that folks were really well trained from earlier with ear covering. Hear these words from biologist and member of the Potawatomi tribe, Robin Wall Kimmerer. Know the ways of the ones who take care of you, so that you may take care of them. Introduce yourself. Be accountable as the one who comes asking for life. Ask permission before taking. Abide by the answer. Never take the first, never take the last. Take only what you need. Take only that which is given. Never take more than half. Leave some for others. Harvest in a way that minimizes harm. Use it respectfully. Never waste what you have taken. Share. Give thanks for what you've been given. Give a gift in reciprocity for that which you have taken. Sustain the ones who sustain you, and the earth will last forever. We light our chalice this morning with the prayer that we continue to sustain one another, the earth, and all of our fellow beings.
Join us in singing hymn 38, which can be found in the gray hymnal. The words are also printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Morning has broken.
It is now time for our treasured ritual of sharing community candles of sorrow and joy. In addition to sharing our sorrows and joys this morning, let's reach out to one another in the week ahead, staying connected. May these times remind us of how very precious this beloved spiritual community is. We need one another. Whether together or apart, may we stay very close. Let's join in singing Sanctuary. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat.
Open my heart.
Some of us come today with heavy hearts. We open our hearts to you.
Candle of Sorrow from Jen Shaw. While volunteering at Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Utah this past spring, I was so blessed to meet the sweetest dog, Daisy, who has severe rheumatoid arthritis. Unfortunately, she has had a bad flare-up and is hospitalized at Angel. Please keep her in your thoughts and hope that she recovers. A Candle of Sorrow from Fran Peterson. A candle of deep concern for this country and especially our LGBTQI+ family. As we navigate the challenges of the current administration, know that you are known and you are seen at Arlington Street and beyond these doors. You always have a soft place to land here. Although the current administration may try to vilify or erase us, our truth is stronger than their fear. We know we belong. Pride is not a single month, but a daily act of resistance and love. As we live out loud and proud of who we are and who we love. I love you. And a final candle of sorrow, which is a mixed candle from Shane McBride. A candle of comfort and healing for Donna, my sister-in-law's mother, who is recovering from spinal cord surgery, which was performed on Friday. As of Friday night, she is getting great care at the ICU at UMass Memorial Medical Center. Please pray.
Some of us come today in joy. We share your joy.
We have one candle of joy today, which is a personal candle of joy from me. As people of a progressive faith, we are called to live into our Unitarian Universalist values, all centered around the core value of love. During these challenging times, when masked ICE agents are rounding up people of color, when free speech is being suppressed and government agencies seemingly weaponized, it can be scary to speak our truths and love and to help one another, both within these walls and far beyond. But there is joy as we come together, build bridges, forge bonds, forming beloved community, which with time becomes a beloved community of memory. We are all in this together. Our joy was not given to us. It cannot be taken away.
for all the sorrows and all the joys that we hold in our hearts, we light a silent candle to remember and rejoice. May the peace of this sanctuary enter into our hearts as we share a quiet moment together, breathing our prayers for ourselves, for one another, for our country, for all nations, for all beings. Amen.
And now, please join in saying the affirmation and covenant of this beloved spiritual community. The words are printed in your order of service and in the chat. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service is our gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to speak our truths in love, and to help one another. Please rise in body, rise in spirit, and join in singing hymn 168 in the Teal hymnal, Blue Hills of Earth. The words are printed in your order of service and can also be found in the chat. 163.
This afternoon, crowds are going to gather just up Boylston Street at Old South Church and sing and pray their way to the State House, along with similar crowds in cities all around the world. They are celebrating the power of the sun and the wind to offer us solutions to our energy needs that can sustain us and our planet. And we know that their message could not be more timely or urgent. We know, too, that for too long, we humans weren't paying attention to our sources of energy beyond what they offered us in the moment. Warmth from the wood fire, then the coal fire, power of the rushing water to move a mill, the energy of animals to plow our soil. We've kept looking for ways to power innovations that make our lives easier, often better, and in the process, we've moved ourselves further and further from the truth of our belonging to the web of complex life and the planet itself. So, as the distressing fire hose of news of both human and natural disasters threatens to drench us with despair these days, thinking about renewable energy set me on a quest to name some of the sources of power that can help us navigate these times. How can we lift up and return to our renewable sources of power, of strength, of solace, meaning, connection, hope, courage? Even a wounded world is feeding us, writes Robin Wall Kimmerer. Even a wounded world holds us, giving us moments of wonder and joy. I choose joy over despair, not because I have my head in the sand, but because joy is what the earth gives me daily, and I must return the gift. Wall Kimmerer is one of many sources of everyday wisdom from indigenous peoples around the world. The stories and conviction of ancient cultures and their relationship with the natural world are themselves a profound source of our power. Earlier this week, I was on a study retreat immersed in the landscape of Western Ireland and the wisdom of poets, philosophers, musicians, and farmers there. This is one of the tales I heard, which is told in many variations depending on where in Ireland you are. There was once a magical cow called Glas Gobniak, who belonged to the local smith, the first smith to make edged weapons in Ireland, and also a smith about whom many other tales are told. This cow lived on the slopes of Slieva na Glasha and amazed everyone with the abundance of her milk. Any vessel that was brought to her would be filled in what seemed to be an unending supply. With continual amazement, neighbors bet on whether it was possible to deplete that supply of milk, until one crafty person arrived with a sieve and held it under Glasgowniak's udder. The milk, of course, ran through the holes in the sieve, forming rivulets down the side of the mountain. After quite some time, the cow began to weaken. Her milk supply slowed and then stopped, and she died. On the hills where she lived, there now run 7 streams where that milk went through the sieve. The bounty of nature is vast until we try to manipulate it, destroying both the gift and its giver. Caring for the sources of our nourishment, this tale tells us, and we learned over and over again, but don't quite absorb. Caring for the sources of our nourishment is as important as the fount of nourishment itself. We've gotten this lesson in so many ways, have gone astray with greed and overreaching so many times. Folklore from every culture tells us we are not the only ones to face this predicament. And yet, the milk no longer runs, the cow has died, and the streams, in their mercy, offer water to the limestone hills to this day. They allow for the sustenance of the vegetation and the animals that graze there. There is hope for redemption, even when we've messed things up royally. Nature finds a way, even when we've thought we found ways to outsmart it. Another source of our power is remembering our connection, understanding our relationship with the land and with one another, not just fellow humans, but all life forms on this planet. Honoring that connection gives us strength. The source of the 7 streams left by Glasgow Nyacht's milk is high on the hill above the land that poet Patrick McCormick farms in the Burren. Pried away from his farm for a few days to be with our retreat group, Patrick was well aware of the duties that were waiting for him as soon as he returned to the Burren. Unlike most of the rest of the world, which brings the animals into barns and closed fields in the winter, farmers in the Burren send their animals out to the hills. For thousands of years, this practice of winterage has been going on. Because their hills are short on water in the summer, but the limestone offers warmth in winter and varieties of grazing plants that are deeply nourishing to the livestock. This balances out the vegetation on the hills through the year and gives a full cycle of ecological bliss for their fauna. Farmers send those cattle and sheep up the limestone uplands, but go with them to get them settled in, staying and camping out on the hills for anywhere from a few days to a few weeks to make sure that the animals are acclimated and they know their grazing places. Patrick explains, sometimes a cow will slip and break its ankle on a rock, and they need us there to help them heal and make sure they'll survive the winter. Concierge service for the animals into the hills. The lessons of the magic cow have been taken to heart, it seems. These are now the old ways of farming. Robin Wall Kimmerer again. Knowing that you love the earth changes you, activates you to defend and protect and celebrate. But when you feel that the earth loves you in return, that feeling transforms the relationship from a one-way street into a sacred bond. The farmers and their animals, the animals and the land and the farmers, all a sacred bond. Now, not all of us, in fact, very few of us, can live an ancient and bucolic lifestyle that keeps us in close touch with the earth, our animal kin, the sun and clouds and sea, like this impressive Irish farmer. And yet, wherever we are, we do have the opportunity to connect with the very present and immediate ways that we are fed by the natural world. Noticing the colors of a sunrise or a sunset, the rise of the moon and the tides, noticing the change in the scent of the wind as we move from summer into autumn, and of course, the glory of the changing leaves. Those seasons and cycles sustain us through the ups and downs of our lives, and in fact have sustained the planet and its full range of inhabitants for millennia. None of us hung the moon or set the whirling mass of the sun in motion, and still, we are held and awed by both. Robin Wall Kimmerer again. We Americans are reluctant to learn a foreign language of our own species, let alone another species. But imagine the possibilities. Imagine the access we would have to different perspectives, the things we might see through other eyes, the wisdom that surrounds us. We don't have to figure out everything by ourselves. There are intelligences other than our own, teachers all around us. Imagine how much less lonely the world would be. The power of taking time to connect and to attend gives us a well of gratitude that is itself a gift and a teacher. The good news is that there are people who are already practicing that sense of connection and the action that comes from it. Many of them right here in this sanctuary. Our climate action team has been reaching out and reaching in to help organize today's climate rally, Sunway pilgrimage, forgive me. Our community minister for climate justice, Fred Small, is speaking and showing up for climate causes as his full-time work. Folks are making a habit of picking up litter in parks and woods as they go on their daily errands, and each action, large and small, that connects us, that invites further noticing, that creates an opening and an insight, matters. In the midst of all the din of the noise of how terrible the world is, it's important that we know also that there's a wide and intentionally quiet network of folks who are currently housing asylum seekers, mostly from Haiti in the Boston area. After years of earthquakes and hurricanes and destroyed infrastructure, immigrants from Haiti to all parts of the world are part of the growing number of climate refugees. Climate change is, in fact, one of the biggest drivers of global migration in our time. And as those migrants seek jobs and homes here, supporting them is part of responding to a climate crisis on a very personal level. It's all part of the same work, to relate with our planet and all peoples with care and mutual aid. These and countless other actions are happening even under the surface of what seems to be so dire. The undercurrents of kindness and generosity among us may seem like drops in the bucket, but drops, my friends, are how the bucket is filled. When the drops can see and appreciate one another's work, they form a stream, and the stream can form a river, and somewhere along the way, the whole tide changes. Opening ourselves to the wonder at the beauty, the tenacity, the generosity, and cooperation of our animal and plant kin. At the dance of the wind and the rain and the sun, we create a deep well of strength as we face these big questions of our time. Feeling ourselves part of a larger whole, surrounded by the silent companions and teachers of the natural world, we can rest in certainty that the ancient fables are true. The more we try to game it, to bend it to our will and make it answer our fears and anxieties, the further we'll be from realizing the fullness and beauty that creation can hold. The taproot of our greatest powers, hope and courage and love, live not in our striving to figure it out or to know the answers, but in the simple components of attention, listening inwardly and outwardly, to ourselves, to one another, to our surroundings. May we tend to our connection so that we know in our bones when and how we need to act on behalf of the place and the beings we call home. And as we continue to navigate the actions we will take to shift our systems to support renewable energy and support the health of the environment, let's root ourselves in the splendor, the joys, the beauty of the gifts we have in nature as the greatest source of strength to face these troubling times. May we give thanks, may we notice, may we celebrate and be filled with compassion to carry on together. Amen.
Arlington Street Church is entirely self-sustaining. It truly is up to us. Generosity is a key spiritual practice here, and it shows. Thank you for your commitment to our staff, to our building, and to our beloved spiritual community. Each Sunday, we share a collection plate with a partner in our mission of love, service, justice, and peace. Today, we share the plate with Boston Interfaith Climate Allies, BICA, a grassroots collection of congregations originating from central Boston. You can see the full list of participating congregations in your order of service. Arlington Street Church's Climate Crisis Committee, Climate, at ascboston.org, is part of BICA, and they are helping organize the local participation in the Sunway Pilgrimage, part of the International Sunday Action Today that celebrates our solar and wind and the movement to free our world of fossil fuels. As a participating congregation, our gifts support local efforts for interfaith climate justice work. As noted, the march will start today at Old South at 1 p.m. and then make its way through the Common and then on to the State House. Many of us who would be marching in solidarity with BICA will instead be here in the sanctuary celebrating the life of our dearly beloved George Whitehouse. Somehow I know that George would have appreciated the joyful sounds of protest as the march passes by Arlington Street as we prepare for his celebration of life. Please take a moment now to join me in giving to sustain our beloved Arlington Street and to Boston Interfaith Climate Allies. You can give online at ascboston.org or find instructions in the order of service for a giving via a QR code, Venmo, or a text message. You can also mail a check to the church in the envelopes in the pews, which can be given to the ushers as they come through momentarily with the collection plates. Thank you for your generosity.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a day that I could give you, I'd give to you a day just like today. If I had a song that I could sing for you, I'd sing a song to make you feel this way.
Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. If I had a tale that I could tell you, I'd tell a tale sure to make you smile. If I had a wish that I could wish for you, I'd make a wish for sunshine all the while. Sunshine on my shoulders makes me happy. Sunshine in my eyes can make me cry. Sunshine on the water looks so lovely. Sunshine almost always makes me high. Sunshine almost all the time makes me high. Sunshine almost always.
Choir, come on back up here. Our final hymn is a great one written by the Rabbi Shoshana Miera Friedman and her husband Yotam. It's "The Tide is Rising." If you don't know this one, the words are printed in your order of service, and I'll teach it to you really quick. I'll sing a line, you sing it back. Why don't we rise in body, rise in spirit? It goes like this. The tide is rising, and so are we. Sing that. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. Together. together. The tide is rising, and so are we. Like the beginning, the tide is rising, and so are we. Sing that again. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be together. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. We're going to sing that all together. The tide is rising. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. The tide is rising, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The task is mighty, the task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. The task is mighty, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. This land is holy. This land is holy, and so are we. This land is holy, and so are we. This land is holy, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The storm is raging. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. The storm is raging, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The sun is shining. The sun is shining, and so are we. The sun is shining, and so are we. The sun is shining, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. The world is ready. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. The world is ready, and so are we. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. This is where we call. This is where we are called to be. This is where we are called to be. Amen.
How did I miss saying that music is one of our sources of power? Thank you all so much. As we begin our benediction, I invite you, those of you in the Zoom room, to please reach out your hands to touch the side of your Zoom square, those in the sanctuary to raise your hands, palms out, to please offer the loving kindness of this community in widening circles throughout the world, beyond the sanctuary, maybe beyond the planet too. And as you send that loving kindness out, I invite you to feel the waves of it coming right back to you. Gather them up in your hands and bring them back to heart center. To carry the love that is the spirit of this congregation with you wherever you go. May we find the sources of power, of strength in being together and being in this world with all of its beauty and splendor and possibility. Love is the spirit of this congregation. May love hold us all until we meet again. Let us keep this faith, beloveds, and pass it on. The service begins when the service ends. Amen.
Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. Where you go, I will go, beloved. Where you go, I will go. For your people are my people. Your people are mine. Your people are my people. Your divine, my divine.
We are located at the corner of Arlington and Boylston Streets, across from the Public Garden in Boston, Massachusetts. Arlington Street Church, gathered in love and service for justice and peace.